welcome to my Minecraft video. I'm Snowycom. I wanted to start off with thanking all of those who supported my last episode. It really means a lot to see the views and the likes and even the comments. Today, our focus is preparing for working with villagers. It's going to take us into the Nether so we can gather resources for farms and expanding our iron farm in order to trade with those villagers. Now, there is a secondary reason that we're going to the Nether. My lovely Snow Queen informed me that she does not know much about the Nether itself, so we're going to teach a little bit. I'm going to talk about the mobs, the biomes, and the structures. So to start off, a Nether portal is 14 blocks of obsidian in a square in this fashion, or bigger, can't be smaller yet, I think. And then we light it with a fire source of some sort, whether you're catching something on fire or using flint and steel. Now, the unique thing about the Nether is every one block that you travel in it, you travel 8 in the overworld, so it's an easy, fast travel. Now, for those who don't know, I had an evolution of Minecraft series going on, which I need to get back to. But Nether was originally known as HE double hockey stick, LL, however you want to put it. It was known as Hack, and they changed it to Nether as people probably didn't like that. But if you think of it, it's a really hot place, therefore water buckets don't work. And along with that, since there's no night cycle, beds do a really dangerous thing. Just like in the end dimension, just a heads up. This actually scared me because I was not expecting it to be that wide ranged. I should have realized that soul sand was soft, but we managed. So do not hope on a water bucket and do not use a bed. So our next focus was to head in that direction, gather resources as we go. Now, we're going to start with mobs, as that's going to be kind of the first thing that we encounter. We have Blaze, which shoots fire. They are found in the fortresses. Endermen, found in warped forests. Ghasts, which essentially fires explosives. They're known as fire charges. There are Hoglins and their jockeys. Hoglins are big, beefy pork guys. They're essentially the pigs, but they're also completely hostile. Magma cubes, which is found in a few biomes and then the Nether Fortress. They're fire slimes, essentially. They drop brewing ingredients, and they hit hard. There are piglins, brutes, and jockeys. Jockeys are the ones that ride hoglins. But piglins are the hostile villagers. They trade gold, but they also don't like you touching their gold or any gold around it. And opening chests is a no-no. They become hostile then. And that's why we have to have a gold armor piece, because otherwise they just attack us willy-nilly. There are skeletons, which are in basalt deltas and fortresses. Striders, they're essentially the pig horses of the Nether, and they go over lava, so a slow way to get over lava. Wither skeletons, which are found in the fortress, and we collect their heads to fight the wither later on. And then there are zombified piglins. Now, I call them zombie pigmen, but that's just because that was their old name. I'm not likely to change, because every time I see them, that's all I think. They're passive mobs unless you attack them, and then it becomes mob mentality and they all attack you. At this point, I had found our old chunks. Now, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and part of me was going to utilize mainly the fortress that we're at, but I realized I needed nether wart. I had already taken everything from this fortress as I looted it. I utilized the blaze spawner that we had. I used only whatever I obtained during this time, and then we went about our time going all the way back to the chunks that we originated from on this adventure, as I had to find a new nether fortress. while we traverse in that direction, we're going to talk about the biomes in the Nether. The list of Nether biomes is not as long as the list of mobs. So we're going to kind of go in chronological order of what we've seen. So we started out in what is known as a Soul Sand Valley. That's where ghosts and skeletons mainly spawn. That's where we can find fossils and hopefully a dried happy gas, I think it's called. I believe we moved into Crimson Forests, so that's the red wooded mushrooms. They have hoglins and piglins. We saw a little bit of the Warp Forest, which have mainly Endermen. And then you have Nether Waste, which is the original biome. So it's just straight netherrack, some glowstone here and there, lava. Kind of barren, but it brings back nostalgia. And then, where we're headed, I believe we end up in a basalt delta. Well, parts of it is basalt delta. I finally found a lovely nether fortress that we have not seen, and you can tell we're in a basalt delta area because of those basalt pillars that are right next to this glowstone. While we're at this fortress, we do find netherwort, we do find brown mushroom, and we somehow obtain 3 wither skeleton skulls. Sheer luck. I can guarantee that, just sheer luck. And I'm thankful for it because that means we have a wither in the future. But we did find really good loot, and I think it went well. Didn't die. That's kind of key. And we got out of there nice and free. Hope you enjoyed exploring the Nether with me as much as I did. The research was really interesting, and some of it I wasn't 100% sure on prior, so I learned a bit. Now the next focus is our iron farm. Now we have this good one that has a breeder attached to it, but I want another one, and we're gonna try like a 4-sectional with 4 sets of, well, 4 triplets of villagers and 4 zombies. We're gonna see how that comes along. I had to research a good bit, so we're gonna copy this other one on the platform. So there are a lot of criteria for how an iron golem is spawned by villagers, and there's apparently 2 ways: when they're gossiping with at least 5 participants, and then when they're panicking, which is 3, which is what we're gonna do to them. But apparently the villager has to have slept in the last 20 minutes, so I have to enjoy a night cycle. I noticed there were numbers low, and I didn't realize that was part of it. Second, the villager has not detected an iron golem in the last 30 seconds. That detection is when it's within 16 blocks of the villager. And the villager apparently scans for golems once every 10 seconds. The third criteria is the villager has not been near a summoning in the last 30 seconds. A villager is near a summoning when it is within 10 blocks of it, and that's a 10 by 10 by 10. Fourth one, there are enough participants within a 10 blocks of the villager, including the villager itself. Participating villagers need to fulfill the previous 3 conditions, and that's where we get into the gossiping or panicking. Well, I got it finished, and I let it go for about an hour and a half, and here are the results. This is our single one, and this was for about an hour. We have 4 stacks and 18, a stack and 10 for the roses. And then the one with 4 sets of villagers, which we'll look at after, had, 7 stacks and 3, and then just shy of 2 stacks of roses. Now, this was a pain, but I got them all in here. I'm not sure if it's working the same way that I thought it would. We might be able to get rid of 6 of the villagers, but I think it's working pretty well, and it is showing for itself that it at least nearly doubled. So whatever criteria I need to tweak, we can work on, but this is all the time that we have for today. I appreciate your joining us for this lovely adventure into the Nether and the expansion of our iron farm. Next episode is going to be a little bit lighter as it is Thanksgiving week, but we're going to focus on the villagers, their housing, and how to care for them. If you liked the video, like. If you dislike, and comment why. Again, thank you for watching, and God be with you. Snowycom, out. Bye!